Shalom Israel, giving up praise to Yahweh by Shemel Shabbat Shemel Chakadash, the one to the elders of GMS who well, so he teach to God about their pushing his word and truth sincerely, basically the freedom and their life to do so. As you can see here, U.S. contractors accused of funding Taliban attacks against American troops. Now, as you know, Esau, it's been out all out war against the children of Israel, man. Probably the so-called H HIs or BHI, Black Hebrew Israelites. But the truth is, the real terrorist is Esau Edom. And you can tell, look, so U.S. contractors accused of funding Taliban attacks against American troops. Now, Taliban was big on, terrorism, terrorism. Really, who's the real terrorist? Esau funding these wars. And this is December 27th, 2019. Washington. Nearly 400 people who were either wounded while serving the U.S. military in Afghanistan or are family members of service members who died in the conflict sued the group of companies on Friday. They say helped fund attacks against Americans by making protection payments to the Taliban. So here is you're fighting the Taliban, but your government is also paying the people that you're fighting to fight you, which is ultimately getting you killed and they kill. Okay, further proving that Esau is deceiver. Okay, Esau Edom, as we know who they are today. Defendants supported the Taliban for a simple reason. Defendants were all large Western companies with lucrative businesses in post 9/11 Afghanistan, and they all paid the Taliban to refrain from attacking their business interests. I read that again. Defendants were all large Western companies with lucrative businesses in post 9/11 Afghanistan, and they all paid the Taliban to refrain from attacking their business interests. See the 288-page complaint filed in the federal court in Washington, D.C. on Friday states those protection payments aided and abetted terrorism by directly funding an al-Qaeda-backed Taliban insurgency that killed and injured thousands of Americans. Let me get this, man. Habakkuk 2, verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Yea, also, because he had transgressed by one, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as deaf, and cannot be satisfied. Right, because Esau transgressed by his mind. He's a proud man, and he doesn't keep at home. That's why he's in every other country, expanding his interest by so-called proxy armies and war tactics of terrorism. His desire, who enlarges his desire is hell, and as death and cannot be satisfied. Right, because Esau enlarges his desire as death, and it cannot be satisfied. Here it is, these troops blindly serve the military, which is causing them to be killed. They don't see that. But Esau is never satisfied. Esau go blood for blood, man. Esau cannot be pleased. And that's why there's this hoax of the Taliban and things like that. It's really Esau playing both sides, man. Relying on confidential witnesses, internal documents, and publicly available information from journalists, government watchdogs, and congressional hearings, the complaint alleges companies that work in war-torn Afghanistan humbly acceded to the Taliban's mob-style demand for payments in exchange for the guarantee that their business interests would not be attacked. One unnamed American executive who worked in Afghanistan is quoted in the complaint as saying, "We don't need any security if the payments are made." Nobody As with us, the payments allegedly climbed as high as 40% of the value of the company's projects and were often facilitated through subcontractors, which was it's probably usually oil, which of that land, the dollars backed by the petrodollars backed by the oil supply, and the fact that other nations have to come to America primarily for oil. That's what their interest was. See, the subcontractors, such as private security firms that were known to pay off the Taliban, would sometimes send money through Afghanistan's traditional money transfer network, which can be hard to trace. Uh, Other words as bitcoins or secret currencies. Other times, the companies would simply hire Taliban operatives to work as guards, guards of the U.S. Task Force. See, uh, reading on, it said, "But gather unto him all people, and heap unto him all nations, and heap unto him all people. Should not all these take up a parable against him?" And they talk the proverb against it and say, "Unto him that increases that which is not his, how long? And to him that leadeth himself with thick clay. Shall not they arise suddenly, and I shall bite thee, and a weight that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them, for spoil?" Because Esau destroyed a lot of nations, man. Okay, so nations gonna come back and destroy him. So I'm gonna read a little bit more, and we're gonna close it out. It's the companies had significant interest to protect. One of the named defendants to the South African telecom firm MTN was the largest self-service provider in the country, while the other companies either had government development contracts or security deals. Defendants decided that buying off the terrorists was the most efficient way to operate their businesses while managing their own security risks, even though doing so jeopardized other American lives. The complaint states, and that's why brothers be on the corner, man, telling you not to join Esau's military, man, because at the end of the day, we know it's fraudulent. You're going there to die most of the time because they're funding the same people that you're supposed to be fighting. You see, Esau don't care about your life, man. Your life is just a paycheck to them. You see, but we bring it out, and we're the enemy. And so the people bringing the suit are either military members who were hurt during Taliban attacks or the family of those who were killed. The group is represented by Joshua Branson with the DC firm Kellogg Hanson, Todd Fergal, and Frederick. In addition to MTN, the complaint names the London headquartered G4S Holdings International and its subsidiaries, the Palm Beach Gardens, Florida company Centerra Group, the Bethesda, Maryland company DAI Global, New City, blah 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 blah. In one instance of alleged protection payments, Armour Group hired two Taliban cutouts who then received the nicknames Mr. Pink and Mr. White, a reference to the movie Reservoir Dogs. The company allegedly supplied the men with AK-47s and paid their salaries. It's the same people we're supposed to go against. I'm gonna jump down to this. So we are proud of our record in successfully completing a number of projects in Afghanistan that helped more than double the amount of reliable power available to the country's hospitals, schools, businesses, and homes under its contract with USAID. The lawsuit brought under the Anti-Terrorism Act seeks unspecified damages. And it is they're holding an American troop, a soldier. Not that we care, but he shows the devil, man. We can respect. So U.S. military contractors sue for funding terrorism in Afghanistan with protection payments to the Taliban, okay? And yet we're supposed to be the bad guys, the enemy. But you know the Lord's gonna correct that soon.
So with that, I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Bashim Yahshua, Bashim Chakadas, the honors to the elders of GMS. Shalom until next time.